Yo, yo, yo. You know what it is. Another episode. Let's talk about it with Zell. Y'all know why I'm here. Y'all know why I'm here. Yeah, it's that. Hey, let's talk about it. Detroit Pistons, they came back from a 3-1 lead. Hey, they won. Just like 2003. Same thing happened. And I was noticing some of the things that I said, they kind of did. And that was mainly with JB Bickerstaff, just kind of changing some of the rotations. If you pay attention to this last game seven, that was like the perfect game that we played. Karis LeVert didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So Karis LeVert didn't play. We let Danish Jenkins, he got started early and he was able to get confidence. The confidence that he had early was throughout the whole game to the point that he was able to be big time for us, and that's what we needed, especially for a player like him, like the G League younger type of player, stuff like that. So seeing a player like that do what he did, big time for us. And Asar Thompson on the defensive end, bro, he is the best. Me personally, I think he's the best defender in the NBA. I think he's the best defender in the NBA. The things that he can do, like blocking shots, getting the steal, and this everything, even like his driving skills, like getting downhill, all that stuff, it's amazing. But especially the defense is just amazing. Defense is amazing. Like top tier, big time for us this series. Tobias Harris, Unk, Unk T is what we call him in Detroit, man. Unk, boy, 30 points. We didn't see 30 points, and that's a lot of things though. People saying that Cade needs some help. Cade needs a 20-point scorer to go out there and help him. And look what we see. Look what we get with this player right here. Tobias Harris scoring 30 points in the game seven when his last game seven, he had zero. He had a donut. So all that Philly talk, people was talking down on him and stuff, man. Hey, that's over with. All that stuff is over with because he did it. He showed that what he went through something. He, he realized that he didn't want to go through that ever again. He took care of business with the Pistons this year and got it done. Did everything that we wanted, and like I said, he gave Cade the help that he needed. And Jalen Duren, we still kind of looking for you. We still looking for you, but hey, it is what it is. And I can just say, like, Jalen Duren, 15 and 15 for game seven, that I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. So giving us 15 and 15 in a game seven elimination game and stuff like that, I'm cool with that. But we gotta say the best for last, man. Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, basically, he's an MVP caliber player. Like, he did everything that people probably didn't think that he was able to do because his age and being down 3-1 and stuff like that. So people like, oh well, Cade needs help. He this and that. Cade put the team on his back. And on top of that, having like a red quarterback jacket, like he a quarterback in the NFL. Like, if y'all, the man goes out there and give it his all the time. Every single time he goes out there and give it his all. And we just need the team to kind of just kind of go along with that. Because if you just notice this whole entire series, the moment that we went down 3-1, K locked in to the point that if they can't do it to help us win, I'm gonna find a way to do it by myself. Scoring 45 points in that game 5 game, big time for us. Big time for us because it just showed us that he was going to do whatever that was needed to be done to win that game, and he did it. He did everything that we needed from him. Everything. Not one thing that I'll take that back. The turnovers throughout the whole series was bad, even though like game seven, it was a little bit less turnovers, but still like seeing like even toward that end of the game when they started double teaming, pressuring us and stuff like that, we didn't do a great job handling the pressure. We did not. So hopefully we take closer attention of that and be like, hey, we gotta get better with the traps and pressure and stuff like that. So these turnovers, they hurt us. They hurt the Pistons very much. Like when they don't get that many turnovers and play that defense that they always play, it's hard to beat the Pistons. It's hard to beat the Pistons because most games the Pistons just beat they basically like they beat themselves. So it's like because it's like we don't look for them to be an offensive juggernaut or offensive team any like you know what I'm saying to go out there and dominate. It's almost like the first team to get 100 will win the game if you're playing the Pistons because the Pistons they're more so that team if they like to make teams not score 100. You know what I'm saying? Like even going back to that 2003, 2004 championship team, the Pistons was like they was doing a great job of not making teams score 80 points. And back in that day, that you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't it wasn't no super high scoring game, but still like score like even in today's game, like we forced them to have 79 points in game six when they had 60 points at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like that defensive effort is something that you just it's just always if you give it like it's what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the effort, I feel like when you give your effort that you're supposed to get, everything else will just come about. Everything else will just you know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't hitting shots, but if you out there playing defense, you out there giving the effort, you would be rewarded. Turnovers creates offense. We all know that. It's about how you execute on these plays and stuff like that. So everything, like I said, with Cade, working on the turnovers, that will be the main thing I would say. But everything else, he proved to us that he is an MVP. He is a superstar caliber player, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say, Cade is that guy. Cade is that guy. And Tobias Harris, big time for being you're 33. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're 11 years older than, no, you're 9 years older than Cade Cunningham. So having basically Cade being 24, you being 33, we don't want you to necessarily be that second scorer for us just because of your age, and you can most likely give us a consistent 15 that we can be cool with. But don't get me wrong, if Tobias can go out there and give us 24 to 30 points, I'll take it all day long. But what we are starting to realize, or maybe as Pistons fans, we're starting to realize Jalen Duren isn't necessarily that second guy that we thought he was. He can be that second guy, but he has to show us that. He has to show us that he like going to the playoffs and everything he did told us everything that we needed to know about him. He's not he's not necessarily a second guy. You know what I'm saying? Or at least he's not a second guy on a championship winning team. So when you see Jalen, if unless Jalen Durden can go out there and give us 25 and 10 and Cade still do what he does, you can be that number two guy. But until then, we can't consider you a number two guy at all. So when I see players like that, it's all about all right, so what are we gonna do next year? How are we gonna get Cade some more help? How are we going to you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't even want to get into that right now. So it's like everything with that, let's focus on this season right now. Season still is still alive. We got the Cavaliers on Tuesday. That's going to be a tough matchup as well. The Cavaliers, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, Max Strus, Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Tyson, like they have those players on that team. They can get it done. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure a lot they may be the favorites in the against us. Now, you know what I'm saying? I understand it, you know what I'm saying, experience and stuff like that, but we can beat the Cavaliers. We can beat the Cavaliers. I think we can beat the Cavaliers, but it's all about us playing our game. We have to play that defense. We have to play that defense that we did in those last three games in that Orlando Magic series, because Orlando because the Cavaliers are better than the Magic. That's a better team. No matter what people say about them going 7 games with the Raptors and all this and that, everything's about matchups. We seen how the Detroit Pistons just struggled with the Magic. It was because of matchup. The moment Franz was able to, I ain't gonna say was able to, but basically the moment Franz got hurt, the Pistons were able to kind of play better and they kind of had their way, even though they did still had that mishap in that game 6 because France was out in game 6 and they were still up 38. They was up 60 to 38. Like, no matter that we did come back from that, but they were still up 24 points, 25 points, whatever it was. So it's like when you see something like that, it just shows you that what you got to go out there and do is just execute. Execute, execute. That's the main thing. Go out there, execute. I don't want to hear, oh, he's injured, he's hurt, it doesn't whole way, doesn't. Hey, When they put that championship up, when they hand you that trophy, all that, it doesn't say, "Oh, this team didn't have that person." This like they don't talk about the injury. They talk about, "Oh, he won the championship." Plain and simple. That's what it was. That's what it is. So I think with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're a great team. I can't even say that they're not a great team. So Pistons have to get it together. Pistons can beat them. The Pistons, like I said, the Pistons can beat them. I feel like the Magic really helped the Pistons just kind of get over a lot of growing pains or just youth stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that they was just doing, like bonehead plays that some people will call like a lot of turnovers, rushing, just I don't know, just being out of sync. So I trust JB Bickerstaff the way he was able to make adjustment in that Magic series. I trust JB to go against his former team because I know just that right there. Like, hey, all right, y'all, this is my former team, so it's more. It's like it's more for him to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though this is we're number one seed and we have this our first playoff win series win since 2008, so it's like we're not looked as to win the championship, but hey, we're here. Let's go win the championship. Because a lot of it, in sports, you may never get to this point. You may never get to be a one seed again. You may never get to win 60 games in a season. You may like we have a chance to get to the finals. It's like it's there. It's there. So we have to stay focused. I don't care about the age. I don't care about the experience. We can get it done. It's just that we just got to be the team that we are. You just gotta give 110% effort at all times, and everything else will just come about. Everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen, as long as we go out there and give the effort. Offense and defense. Everybody go out there and give the effort. Do what needs to be done. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Like even like Duncan Robinson, the shooting wasn't as great last game, but he still was able to make some shots. But he was aggressive. I like how aggressive he was. Just he was missing some shots, but he kept shooting. Shoot the ball. That's your job. You're a shooter for us. Some people call you a defensive liability, so we need you on offense more than we need you on defense. We need you to score points. Duncan Robinson, I feel like 10, 10 got to be his minimum. It has to be his minimum. In a like, even though 10, you probably thinking like, why not 12? Why not 15? Yeah, that would be cool, but I'm just saying the minimum has to be 10 from Duncan Robinson. Like going to this Cavaliers, so I need at least 10 points from you. I need at least 15 from Tobias Harris, even though we know what he's capable of. I need at least 15 from Jalen Duren. I would love 20. I would love 20 from him, but I need at least 15. So it's like we got 15 from Jalen, 15 from Tobias, 10 from Duncan. We're gonna get at least 25 from Cade. So let's say get 25 from Cade. Asar, I need at least 10 from you. I need at least 10 from you too. We know that you're not a scorer, you're not an offensive guy, but hey, look up, look at the rim, try to score. We see it. We know you can get downhill and go to the cup and get a basket. We know that. We know that. You cannot shoot. It is what it is. You cannot shoot. The free throws ain't good. Any jump shot, they're just not there. We get that. So create other ways on offense to score. Like off season, work on your shooting. But now we're playing. We're in the season. Focus. Be great on defense and just continue to do what you do when it comes to like offense, like scoring. Like be a great facilitator. You get that ball, pass it to somebody. Like look. Because a lot of time I'm watching you, sorry. I'm watching you out there, sorry. It's like when you get that, soon they pass to you, you'll just kind of just pass to the next person. It's like the rim's here. You're not even looking at the rim sometimes. You're not even looking at it. So it's like anybody who's guarding you, they know, oh, Asar's not looking to score. So we don't have to even guard him. Think about that. Think about that. Like if they watching film on Asar Thompson, they looking at Asar Thompson is not even looking to score. That's like an extra defender on Cade or another one of our scorers and stuff like that. So that's why make yourself available. Make yourself like you gotta think about a lot of times we talk about, oh well, sorry, he only played 15. Like we say, like, oh, he didn't play a lot of minutes because sometimes he becomes an offensive liability, and it's like, I know you're the great I know you're like basically the best defender on the team, but sometimes that offense, we need some offense. Like if we're lacking on offense, it's like we just need some. But I also noticed that JB started playing Asar more when they realized that defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Focus on the defense. Keep Asar out there because, like I said, he can go down here and get a few baskets here and there if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly like fast breaks and him just kind of just being open, a cut, this and that. So I'll say with him, he just have to just keep doing his job. Be a great defender. The entire team, Isaiah Stewart had 8 blocks one game against the Magic. 8 blocks. He's a 6'8" center. 8 blocks is a lot. 8 blocks is a big deal. We talk about a 7'4" center, Wemby getting these blocks and stuff like that, but we don't talk about a 6'8" center getting 8 blocks. We don't talk about it because we say, oh, he's a fighter. All he does is fight. He doesn't play basketball. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. They don't know Isaiah Stewart can shoot threes if he's wide open because he's known for being a fighter. So I've noticed some Isaiah Stewart some games he I mean we see it, we all see it. He let people get into his head. He starts to lash out. He starts to do this. He starts to do that. It is what it is, man. But it's like this is the playoffs. We need you, Stu. We need you on the defense end. We need you on the court. We need you to play. So if they push you, they do all that stuff, man. Just walk away. Walk away. Let them know. Talk to the ref. Talk to the coaches. Like let them know. Like, hey, I'm not doing nothing right now. I know y'all. I know what my history is. I get that part. But hey, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. Can you just watch him? Can you watch his hands? Can you like you know what I'm saying? Like talk to them instead of you just lashing out. Because at the end of the day, I feel like you're still gonna do something. If somebody pushes you or whatever, they don't call it. I can see you can offensive foul just so you can get your get back. We don't need that. You got to think about these playoffs games are so important. Every moment, second, all that stuff counts. Everything counts. So you thinking this one play in the first quarter not gonna matter when you lose by 1 point, it matters. So all that stuff matters. So we need Isaiah Stewart to be a basketball player. That's all. We don't need him for no type of antics. I get what they say about us. They're physical, they're dirty, tough, whatever. We need to go out there and play our game, and that's simple. That's it. Simple as that. That's it. We know what we're capable of doing, and we know how we win games. We know how we win 60 games. Defense, defense, defense. And we just proved that. So this Cleveland Cavaliers series, like I said, they have a great team, but the Pistons, they can beat them. The Pistons can beat the Cavaliers, but they have to give that effort. They have to go out there and give it their all. They have to play great. You know what I'm saying? They have to do what they did against the Magic, but even better. They have to play 10 times, 5 times better than what they did against them. Like each series just got to keep getting better and better and better. So just with that whole Cavs matchup, it's gonna be a good series, I think so. But I feel like just with everything with that, they can do the right thing. Everything can be done the right way. So I'm hoping for the Pistons to just go out there and do their job, handle business, and basically learn from what they did in that Orlando series and not do it again in this Cleveland Cavaliers series. So that will be an interesting series, I will say. But also, I've been hearing a lot of people talking. So Philadelphia 76ers and us, Detroit Pistons, both came back from a 3-1 deficit. But a lot of people saying like, oh well, Franz got hurt. That's why we came back and won. And they said, oh well, Jason Tatum got hurt. That's why they came back and won. I'm just like, none of that stuff matters. Like that cannot be that's basically an excuse. Like, oh, he got hurt. Oh, this and that. Blah, blah, blah. No, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. And the reason why we're not going to do that, just looking at the history of all of this, the health matters in the postseason. Like most of these teams that we see win in all sports, it's the healthiest team out there. We seen OKC and Indiana go to a game 7, and to the point that Tyrese Halliburton got hurt. That game 7 didn't matter no more. That game 7 didn't matter no more the moment he got hurt because it was a different team. That was a different team. Tyrese Halliburton not on the Pacers is a different team. That's a different team. Like it's a great chance the Pacers could have won the NBA championship last year. Well, we'll never know because Tyrese Halliburton got hurt. And they can say that too. That's the thing. They can literally say that. They can say, like, oh, well, he got this. He got like, they can say all that stuff. But You know what I'm saying? Like even with Kawhi Leonard when he won in 2019, they try to say, "Oh well, KD got hurt, Clay got hurt." That's okay. Like it's all about the healthiest team. You have to stay healthy. It's like this. Figure out how to stay healthy throughout that whole regular season, and then when the playoffs come, continue to stay healthy because it's a battle. It's like you're going to start playing more minutes. You're going to start playing just more in general. You have to put the right body fluids in your body. You have to eat the right foods. You have to not be on your feet as much. You have to do so many different things to like basically be in that right mindset or just being having the best health. Like that's what it all and that but that all takes a group. Like I said, it takes a village. That stuff takes a group. Best trainers, best facilities, best nutrition, like best all that. And that's what it is. We can't make these excuses. Philadelphia came back from a 3-1 series. It is what it is. Embiid came back from the injury and he was big time. You know what I'm saying? So the Celtics could have beat the Sixers and the Sixers could have been like, oh well, we didn't have Embiid and that's why we lost. But that wasn't the case. So they can say that, or you can say, "Oh, Celtics, well, we would have won if we had Jason Tatum." But you like none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters. We don't say this stuff with OKC at all. They say, "Oh, SGA had a hell of a season. He won the MVP, Western Conference MVP. He won the Finals MVP, and he won the championship." That's what the narrative is. It's not, "Oh, Tyrese Halliburton got hurt." They kind of throw it in there, but the main thing is he won. We talk about the winners more than we talk about the losers. Like we do. We do. Like the Detroit Pistons won in 2004. It's more about the Detroit Pistons beating that team. It's not about that team losing to us. And even going back to that, let's go back to 2004. Detroit Pistons versus Los Angeles Lakers. That Los Angeles Lakers team, everybody thought they was gonna beat the Pistons. Everybody. I can just see myself like being a young kid and talking about this. Oh yeah, we gonna win. We gonna do this and that. Like oh no, everybody. Oh Lakers gonna win. Lakers gonna beat. They got Kobe. They got Shaq. Like they just seen this. They just seen prior. Like you know what I'm saying. Like they lost in 2003, but before 2003, they just seen that team win 3 championships in a row. Three-peat. Like, if I'm not mistaken, that might be still to this day the last team to have a three-peat in basketball in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. So when you think about that, that team was like a unstoppable. Then you look at the Detroit Pistons, the only all-stars at the time on that team was Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. And think about Ben Wallace being one of your all-stars. It's like, oh, Ben Wallace, he can't score. So but when I say defense, we won that series because of defense. We stopped Shaq. We stopped Kobe. It wasn't that we tried to outscore them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of times teams just, I mean, of course, whoever has the most points, they win the game. But if we know we're not better than this team offensively, let's put more effort into the defensive side so we can know how to stop them. Of course, we're going to create offense because we need to score. That's obvious. But let's just focus on stopping Shaq and stopping Kobe because those are their two best scorers, their two best players. If we can stop them, let D Fish do his thing. Let Devin George, let these other players who we not thinking about go and try to get some points. If they score, I can live with that. Because who says they're going to do that on a consistent level? They're not used to the moment. They're used to these guys doing it. So even like an older Carmelo, older Gary Payton, like all those players they had, like they still weren't doing the same. Even though Gary Payton went on to win the championship after leaving the Lakers and stuff like that, but he wasn't the main guy on the team winning that championship. He was a role player. He was a bench, like he came off. I don't know if he came off the bench or not, but he was a role player. So just thinking about that that's the same thing with this Pistons team as well. It's just a whole defensive thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like it doesn't really matter what the fans think. Like, oh, he's not going to win. Oh, like, oh, it's not this, not that. Stick to your same game plan and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go with football and even talk about like how the Lions. I'm a Lions fan, so the Lions went 15-2 2 years prior because last season they didn't make the playoffs, but the year before that went 15-2, but they went 15-2 and the defense was completely injured. Most of the players on the defense side was injured, so it was like, yeah, we finished 15-2, but we're not healthy. Like it's just hard to win a game when most of your players are not healthy. Like I said, in all sports, and that's what it is. But we can't talk about the team that won because the other team had injuries. Like I hate when people do that. We live in a world where we like to downplay things. Down we're like, oh well, this team only won because they didn't have these players. Who cares? We won. Like I said, the banner will say the year champions, and that's what it is. It's not going to say year champions, asterisk, such and such was hurt that year. That's why they won. It's not going to say that. So with me, I just look at the most healthiest teams are always going to win. And that's the whole goal. The whole goal is to stay healthy. And that's why like they try to do the load managements and they try to do the like everything, even with in the playoffs, like how am I going to play you? Like, and we got to think about it's a 7 game series, so it's like we got to play a lot of games. But this game, we may have more time or more time to rest. I would say, let's say we got a blowout. The moment it becomes a game that you know the other team can't come back or y'all can't come back, come on, you basically putting in the bench in now because you want to focus on the next game now. So all right, let me get my players off the court, let them rest. And but that's what it is. Like if it was a regular season game or more of like a do or die, like win or lose, then yeah, we're gonna keep them on the floor. But if I know we still got enough more life and we get to play another game, and I think we might battle out. But that's just how the playoffs is. You just gotta really know how to play your players, especially coming back from injury. Like Tatum, Suns didn't really have many options, so I get that. But Tatum probably shouldn't have been playing the minutes was playing. He should have had more time to rest and be like, even if it meant like playing 5 minutes, taking them out, let them sit like 2 4 minutes, like you know what I'm saying, like even like just little quick spurts and stuff like that. You can still do it like that if you don't necessarily know the best way, or you just kind of want to keep him on the court. Because you got to think about like there's a break at end of each quarters, like besides the fourth, of course, but like you get a break in the first quarter, you get a halftime, you get another break, like so I can maybe all right, let me a halfway mark, let me take him out, or get here, or first commercial break, first timeout, let me take him out in the next quarter, next whatever. I'm gonna put him back in. So it's like he's getting the time to rest, but he's also still playing. But at the same time, he's not constantly on his feet. Even if he was to get 40 minutes in that game, it's not gonna be like a straight 40. It can be like, oh, he played 5 right here. He played that. You know what I'm saying? It can just be different. But when it comes to the health in sports, it's just all about whoever the healthiest team is. Whoever the healthiest team is, that is the team that most likely will win. So that's how I look at it. That's like when I think about the whole health stories and health things, it's like you can't say anything or make it a downplay with somebody else because they got hurt. No. The team won. It is what it is. They're gonna get a ring. You know what I'm saying? So big props to the I want to also give a big props to the Orlando Magic before I get off of the show. Orlando Magic, they really pushed the Pistons to basically to a lot of things that they probably didn't expect. Like Orlando Magic, when healthy. Speaking of health, Orlando Magic is a good team. Like Paolo, I think Paolo's like a top 10 player when he's healthy and he's playing the way he was playing. Franz, he can be a top 25, top 30 type player. Anthony Black, great. He's a great bench. Like, definitely should have been 6 man if he would have stayed like healthy throughout the whole year. But Anthony Black is tough. Desmond Bain, yeah, Desmond Bain, he's good. So those like Paolo, Franz, Anthony Black, Bain. Those are like, if I'm in the Magic front office right now, I know they just fired the coach. Coach Mosley got fired, but those four players, I would basically hold on to them. Like Paolo, of course, Franz, Anthony Black, Bain. Figure it out with those four, and I feel like everybody else, do what you got to do because that team's good. They really pushed us, and if it would have made more shots, it probably would have been a different situation. But we did what we did. We took care of business. Going on to the second round, got the Cavaliers. So that's pretty much it for this. And I really do appreciate y'all, man. Let's talk about it with Zell. I'm coming with another episode. I got another episode. So this ain't gonna be the only episode this week. So stay tuned. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Follow everybody. You know what I'm saying? Follow myself. Follow and my name is on there is Zelly ZE11IE underscore BAP, and also in the kitchen with Zell is my us is also my other handle. So basically, just you know what I'm saying, continue to support us. We just did a Willie Cauley Stein interview the other day. Audia Mathis, still got the Archie Goodwin interview up. Everything. Just continue to support us. We got more great interviews coming our way. We're going to try to tap in with more sports. If y'all any other sports y'all want us to talk about, just anything in general, because on here we don't have to talk about sports. We can talk about anything. You want to talk about life. You want to talk about food. You want to talk about music, whatever. Like, say something in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, all those different apps. You know what I'm saying? Social media also at ELAT Podcast. That's the podcast station, the channel, YouTube. Continue to subscribe, follow us, support us, everything. Just like I said, we got a lot of big stuff happening. We do appreciate everybody who's continuing to support us. We are in that small podcast range that we are trying to break them barriers and get into the major podcast world. So appreciate y'all rocking out with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it with Zell. We might have some special guests on this show as well. Just so keep rocking out. You never know what might happen, but hey, it's been real, man. Appreciate y'all.